Hello everyone, this is Tengu Roo, and welcome back to my Dark Souls boss challenge, where I have challenged myself to draw every boss in Dark Souls. Last episode was Ornstein and Smo, which means our character now has the Lord Vessel, and every boss in the game is now available. I left it up to you guys, and the vote went to going back to the Darkroot Garden, and taking on the great Grey Wolf Sif. Sif can be found guarding the grave of his former master Artorias the Abyss Walker, and even wielding his sword in his mouth for the fight. Sif also holds the Covenant of Artorias, a unique ring needed to traverse the Abyss and fight the four kings, so you must defeat Sif if you wish to complete the game. This can be a tough fight too, less from a gameplay perspective, but more emotionally, particularly if you've played through the DLC. In the DLC, you have the option to rescue Sif, who can help you in the fight against Manus. Doing so gives you a new cutscene where Sif recognizes you when you come for the ring and sadly picks up his master's sword against you. I know a lot of people wish that clearing the DLC would allow you to get the ring without killing Sif, but the way I see it, you are still looting the ring from Artorias' grave. Sif has decided to protect his master's grave with his life, even against a friend. The hardest part is always when Sif's health gets low and he starts limping and falling over. Sif being a wolf and not a monster or a faceless knight doesn't help either. The arena is filled with many swords and graves, most likely from all the other grave robbers that Sif has been fighting off. It's also interesting to note that this is likely the grave of Karen as well, another one of Gwyn's four knights. A female corpse can be found sitting up against the back of the grave with her ring. She was quite close with Artorias in life, so she most likely guarded the grave along with Sif until her passing. After defeating Sif, we are able to use Sif's soul to forge the great sword of Artorias that Sif is using, or his shield. The shield can be seen guarding Sif in the DLC when you find him. There are actually two versions of the great sword that can be crafted. If you use a plus 10 straight sword, you get the cursed great sword of Artorias. While it does have lower stat requirements, the scaling and base damage are less than the true great sword of Artorias. To get this version, you must use a plus 10 straight sword hilt, or broken straight sword when forging the weapon. While the stat requirements for this weapon are very high, the potential of this weapon makes it great for a New Game Plus playthroughs, and even late game with high enough levels. For our build, I decided to go with the Eastern set. This is definitely one of my favorite armor sets in the game, and I actually used this set for the entirety of my first playthrough once I picked it up. This set can of course be found here in the Darkroot Garden at the edge of a cliff. There's a lot of great detail on the armor, making it great to draw. Our shield is the Iron Round Shield, which is dropped by Shiva of the East, who is located here in the garden, and also wears this armor set. It goes well with the set, but also has good stability, which is helpful for this fight. We're using the pike for our weapon, which isn't found here but was requested for the video. It can be bought by Andre of Astura, who is just outside the entrance to the garden, so close enough. It goes really well with the armor set, and works nicely with the shield, so I thought it would be a good fit. The dashing attack on the pike has incredible reach, which is fairly easy to pull off on a large boss like this. The pike also has the best damage output of all other spears with a quality build, so it does have a lot going for it. After receiving the Covenant of Artorias, we will now be able to traverse the Abyss and take on the four kings for our first Lord Soul. The journey through the ghost-filled Nulando ruins is treacherous, but it is a path we must take as the chosen undead. We also wouldn't want Sif's death to be in vain. If you have any suggestions for our armor, weapon, shield, or any other items we should use in the fight, let me know in the comments below. I've been trying to use gear found in the same area as the boss, but I don't think you can find any armor sets there, so I'm open for whatever. Just make sure it's from an area that we've been to already. Thanks so much for watching. Leave a like to support this series, and I hope to see you in the next boss challenge.